Good evening, viewers, and welcome. It's exactly 9 p.m. and you're watching Prime News with Irene Marunga. Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examinations kicked off with a total of 97,890 registered students from 2,255 examination centers across the country, indicating a drop in the number of students registered in the current sitting. Vanessa Nandago with the details.
Following a briefing session that marked the start of the national examinations, Senior 6 candidates have officially commenced their final examinations today with Economics Paper 1 and Chemistry Paper 3. And with this, different heads of schools across the country have expressed their thoughts on the official start of the final examinations. In Kampala schools, Mr. Edward Kanonya, the head teacher of Kololo Senior Secondary School, has unveiled statistics of the students that have registered for today's papers, as well as commended the organized start that they have registered at their center.
66 have studied with economics this morning, and 53 have had to sit for chemistry. All the candidates stand up except one, so it has been a smooth start.
At the end of their paper, students from Chitante Hill School have expressed contentment with Economics Paper 1 as they were quite impressed and hopeful in their results as they left examination halls.
Very doable. Students have found it easy to liaise with some of the questions in the exam, and I hope for the best in terms of the results.
Thanks to our teachers, they've worked really hard behind this because they kept on pushing us with the early birds, the late birds, the facilitations, the extra lessons, everything.
I think it's going to be more simpler because paper 1 is always the one that puts us on tension. So according to me, I think it's going to be simpler.
In the Western region, Mr. Robert Semata, the director and head teacher of Bonyara Secondary School in Kagadi, has expressed his confidence and hope in his students' excellence in the final examinations, considering the great measures they've taken in preparing them for the final papers.
We received exams on time, and we have also started on time. We registered 13 candidates, and out of which actually 11 have turned up and 2 are absentees. We have adequately prepared them for these exams. We have taken them through routine teaching, class discussions. We have also exposed them to the external examiners or assessors, which we believe that by all these approaches will enable them pass the exam.
Vanessa Nandago reporting for MATV.
President Yoweri Museveni is in the United Arab Emirates on a 3-day official visit where he is expected to meet and hold talks with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president of UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi, to discuss the investment opportunities in Uganda and attend the Dhabi Sustainability Summit. Irene Marunga with the details.
So I'm not happy with the way they talk to you. It's good I have come and talk to you myself because they should tell you that this is a huge gold mine, and we are just at the entrance of the gold mine.
Addressing the investors in Abu Dhabi, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni described Uganda and the African continent as a gold mine with many untapped business and investment opportunities that he encouraged the United Arab Emirates investors to take advantage of.
We have expanded the small economy, we have diversified it. We are also bringing in new type of economy, and this is where we want you people to come in and help us and contribute.
President Museveni further added that government is committed and is on track to further ease the ways of doing business in the country by lowering the cost of transport through construction of standard gauge railway, bettering the road network and water transport.
We, on the political level, we have moved. First of all, I'm trying to tell them, please don't delay the private sector. Don't waste time with the feasibility studies, with what, because the private sector is responsible for his own analysis. They should bring out that very clear.
The Investment Roundtable Summit was, among others, attended by the Finance Minister Machia Kasaija, Energy Minister Ruth Nankabira, and State Minister of Foreign Affairs Okello Oryem.
Uganda is a country that once you're visited, then you don't want to leave Uganda. I must warn you this. So if you intend to come to Uganda, you'll visit Uganda and never leave Uganda. The opportunities, whether it be as a tourist, be as investors, in any form of residence, is so attractive that you'll make Uganda either your home or your second home.
Uganda's envoy to the United Arab Emirates hailed the president for initiating the UAE-Uganda Presidential Table Forum, noting that since its invasion, the limitness of Ugandans working in UAE has jumped from $50 million in 2018 to $1.5 billion to date, while foreign direct investment rose from $600 million to $15 billion. Irene Marunga, reporting for Prime News. Kampala, Uganda's capital, has over 57 slum settlements, accommodating around 60% of the city's population, with limited access to clean water, sanitation and health. One of its biggest slums is Namwongo, located in Machindia, with its people threatened by diseases related to poor sanitation. Sylvia Nabakoza with the details.
Namwongo has no communal garbage dumping sites, and this forces residents to resort to dumping garbage in any ungazetted areas. Although KCCA contracted private companies to collect garbage, these levy between 30 to 50,000 per household in a month, and residents are poor and vulnerable.
Ekyokusasula tekyandiyongedde bucaafu mu kibuga, naye abantu embeera gye balimu tebajja kusobola kusasula ssente.
When it comes to rainy seasons, the area floods to the extent that some dwellers either lose their lives through poor hygiene or through this flooded water. Many of these dwellers accuse the government of not supporting them, and they claim that the government only remembers them during the times of elections and searching for votes.
Bino kazambi yona gye mulaba eno yona esingira dereva mu Kampala mu factories agali mu bibuga gonna ga UN.
Communication and service gaps are normally addressed by non-governmental organizations such as development research training.
Basomesa engeri y'okwetangira endwadde ez'enjawulo y'okubeera nti nabo bavaayo ne beeyogerera eri gavumenti oba KCCA.
With financial support from this organization, Namwongo has been able to improve its hygiene and receive clean water, and this has helped to improve on hygiene. Nabakoza Slivia, Mark TV.
Let's go in for a short commercial break. We shall return with more news.
Said only 2 people are coming for the match.
I accidentally sent a message on my office WhatsApp. What are we going to do?
Never miss a goal this season. CJ's delivery right at your doorstep.
Welcome back from the break. In other news, cavities and tooth decay are among the world's most common problems affecting children, teenagers and the elderly. Esther Kagasa with the details.
Most Ugandans are hardly informed about cavities and tooth decay. However, here is what we need to know.
Hello, I'm called Dr. Arnold Mshine from Court Clinic in Kamwacha. The question today is what is dental decay or dental caries, and what causes it, and how can it be managed? Well, dental caries is a disease, it's actually the #1 chronic disease in the world. And it's caused by a mixture of things, but mostly we have bacteria in our mouth, the bad kind, that when they ingest some of the food that we eat, cause an acidic situation in the mouth that erodes the teeth, which turns out to be like a hole, or decay, as you see it change color. Yeah, so what are the take-homes? Brush your teeth twice a day with a fluoride toothpaste. Mind the sugary things you're eating. At least you can decrease on how many times you're eating them. Because every time you eat them, the bacteria are going to produce acid and reduce and then break down your teeth and cause decay. Yeah.
It is important to make sure you are looking after your teeth and gums from an early age. Kagasa Esther Apofia, Mark News.
As Makerere University students are waiting to decide online who their next guild president will be on 30th November, our reporter Sylvia Nabakoza is at the university to find out the students' opinions about the mode of election.
Thank you very much, Irene Marunga. We are live at Makerere, and as the online voting is approaching, this is the atmosphere. We are here to get you students' opinion about the good presidential elections that are going to be online. They are due on 30th of May. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay, thank you.
What's your name?
Rob,
Hello, nice to meet you. I had the forthcoming elections that are due on 30th, and we are going to do online voting. What do you think about online voting in this case? Because this is not the first time it's very
well, according to in my own personal opinion, I do believe this online voting is very inclusive, very considerate. We well know that Makerere University does have programs that are outside, and most of the people that have them are students from as far as Nigeria, Cameroon, South Sudan, and so on and so forth. So with the online voting, why I say it is inclusive is that part of the students of Makerere University community, wherever they are able to conduct and be able to be part of these online Makerere constitution. They're able to actually realize their own voting right within the campus. So yes, to me it's a plus, and I think it's really a very positive step.
So you think it is going to be effective?
I know there are going to be a number of cases, such as, of course, candidates are going to come up at the end of the day who are not satisfied with the process. They're likely to bring up issues to do with maybe the EC not being fair and so on and so forth. But well, in every electoral setting in Africa here, these are the things we always expect.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaiah. Thank you. I'm okay. What's your name?
My name is Nakazwa Elizabeth.
Nice to meet you. Makerere is having online voting that is due on 30th. What is your opinion about the online voting? Do you think the system is going to be effective, because this is not the first time it is doing it?
In my view, personal view, I don't think online voting is effective and can ever be effective in an institution like Makerere, which has thousands of students. The very recent time we had online voting, we had challenges like links expire in a minute. We have students that do not have smartphones, and then there are some students who actually didn't know that we are doing online voting. So in my view, I don't think online voting is effective, because we have not even had colleges, because I believe they are responsible. They've not trained us on how to navigate portals for the purpose of e-voting. So I don't think it's an effective mode for voting for the next leadership of a big institution like
that's Lydia reporting for you live, Mac TV. Back to the command center.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. In sports, Uganda Cranes fails to make it out of the group stages for the 6th time in CHAN competitions, following a 3-1 loss to the Ivory Coast side. Freedom Methodius has more.
For Uganda, for Cote d'Ivoire, from the bottom of the group, could they qualify for the next stage of the tournament?
Uganda Cranes has appeared in 6 of 7 editions of Cup of Home African Nations CHAN, but it has always failed to triumph to the second level. In the 7th edition of CHAN, Uganda finished third in Group B with 4 points behind Senegal and Ivory Coast, registering a draw with DRC, a win against Senegal, and a loss to Ivory Coast.
Did exactly that. Volley went the right way, but it was struck powerfully by Waiswa. And the Cranes.
Uganda scored only 2 goals in 3 matches played. Addressing the players before the last match, the Uganda Cranes head coach Martin Mitchell described the competition as a hard one, but due to the trust he had in the team, he expected positive results.
We have been advised and directed to go into the war, and it is real war. When you look at everything, every single team has ambition. We have worked very hard. We have produced 4 points. We need to know that we are playing the team whose results have not been a reflection of what they have put on the field. This is making our job much harder.
However, some of the fans said that it was not a surprise for Uganda to lose, based on specific factors affecting the national team.
Uganda are very poor compared to those countries that we are competing with. I'll give you an example that in Uganda, we as Uganda as a nation, we don't have even a national stadium. So I don't expect for a country like Uganda, which doesn't have a national stadium, to go out there and compete with countries who are well prepared, they are well organized.
The only hope left is in the Uganda's under-20 football team known as the Hippos that is yet to represent the country in under-20 AFCON, which is going to take place in Egypt this month. This team finished as the first runners-up in the last episode, losing to Ghana by 2-0 on finals in 2021 under the management of Mole Biekwaso. Uganda Cranes has never qualified for the round of 16 in CHAN for all the times it has played that very competition. It has been now 6 consecutive times. What do you think went wrong for our country? What do we need to improve on? Is it the administration? Is it the funding? Is it the quality of players that we are using? What should we do? Because as a country, we need to improve our sport. Reporting for Prime News, I am Freedom Methodius.
And that winds up Prime News tonight. Thanks for watching.